Hey everybody, my name's Kyle and this is Great 28 Live on Track by Track. Every day this month I'm picking one of my 28 favorite live albums and posting a short video highlighting what I think makes it great. Back in 2004, I was working for a group of local radio stations when my company went through a merger. Suddenly I was working for not just my local stations, but also a group from another town 40 miles down the road. Now, one cool thing about this was that the new group had station formats that my group didn't have, including classic rock and alternative rock. So now I started getting chances to hear more music and see more concerts than I had with just my local pop and country stations. I also got to know a bunch of cool new people, many of whom were as passionate about music as I was. And one of those guys turned me on to the music of Butch Walker. At the time, my DJ friend from the alt-rock station was trying to get his station's music director to add Walker's new single, Mixtape, into rotation. And as if I had any sway in the matter, which I didn't, he tried to convince me that I should check the guy out too. So I think we had a CD sampler of Butch Walker's upcoming album called Letters, and he let me borrow it for the afternoon. Now, I don't remember if our alt-rock station ever ended up playing the song Mixtape at all, but let me tell you, I played the shit out of it. Walker's ode to the art of the mixtape and how it can mean so much more than just a cassette full of random songs really struck a chord with me. It totally took me back to my high school days when we used to agonize about what songs to put together to get some unattainable girl to fall for us. I don't know if kids today do the same thing with playlists, but I can't imagine that having the same effect, which more often than not was, nothing. Anyway, on the strength of just a few songs, I pre-ordered Butch Walker's album from his website, where they also offered a bonus live CD with purchase. Justified and Stripped features Walker playing to a die-hard Atlanta audience that seems to know every word to every song. Now, I found that fascinating because I was thinking of Walker as a new artist. Of course, what the Atlanta crowd knew, but I didn't, was that Walker was formerly of the band The Marvelous Three, who had a few minor hits in the late 90s. When the record company screwed over the band, Walker went solo. Letters was his second post-Marvelous Three release, and for the record, let me say it's a great album and I highly recommend it. But I was perhaps equally blown away by Justified and Stripped. This 10-track live set features a mix of songs from Walker's first two solo albums as well as some Marvelous Three material. Now, this isn't a large venue he's performing in. You can hear beer bottles rattling at the back bar, for example. But that's part of what gives this album its charm. There is so much energy here from both Walker and his audience. Just listen to how the crowd sings along on tracks like Cigarette Lighter Love Song or Take Tomorrow One Day at a Time. In fact, Take Tomorrow closes the album with Walker stepping off the stage to play the whole song in the middle of that crowd, all of them singing together. He's totally unplugged for those final lo-fi minutes of the album, but that's what lends the moment its sense of intimacy. Another one of the highlights of the album for me is Walker's stage banter. He tells some great stories, including one about how his old band's record deal went south. There's some great song intros too. My favorite is his storytelling and Close to You sampling intro of the song that got me interested in him in the first place, Mixtape. And the irony of that is that between me and the crowd, I was maybe the only one who had heard that new song before. Regardless, they were the lucky ones. Justified and Stripped by Butch Walker, today's pick for Great 28 Live. That's it for today's episode. As always, I'll try to include Amazon ordering links in the description below if you want to add any of the music I've featured to your collection. And before you go, please take a second to click subscribe so that you don't miss the next episode of Great 28, as well as many more videos to come. Once again, my name's Kyle, and this has been Track by Track. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.